Hello and welcome to Belinda's Book Nook. I am here today to do part 2 of my new series called The Curse of Book 2. And really briefly, in case you didn't see that video, I have decided while purging my bookshelves that I have a curse when it comes to buying books in sometimes 2 at a time of the same author, or I will buy them in separate occasions and still not read the books. So I'm hoping to revisit and reignite my interest to possibly read them or to donate them on to somebody else that might read them. These books go back years, so my taste has evolved, and so some may not be of interest to me anymore. But I thought I'd share them with you anyway, and even get your feedback if you've read some of them, or just to get this is a process. It's really more for me because it's going to help me get rid of books and really just hone in on the ones that I really want, and I won't have this overwhelming feeling of the giant house of a TBR. No longer I don't just have a cart anymore. It's like the whole house. All of my bookcases have stuff. So I'm going to share with you today 2 more authors of books that I bought, at least 2 books of. Some I have even more, shamefully so. And some I also have the disclaimer that there are some that I have read a book by the author, but just not revisited these other books that I bought by them. So today, let's start with this one. I got this book probably, I'm going to say like over 5 years ago. Okay, I don't know if that's the truth, but I'm just going to throw out that number. And the author's name is, look at, I even have a post-it. So, oh no, it's not a post-it. It was a little bookmark. So maybe it might be when I bought it. Yeah, it's the store I bought it from. Yeah, a used bookstore. So the author is Sarah Vowell, I guess that's how you say it. And these are her 2 books that I have. I had heard, I think at the time, and I want to say it was on BookTube at the time, people talking about her books and how good they were. Now, this one says this one is biography and travel as a category, and this one is literary criticism. Let's just take a look at what the description is, and let's see if there's something that we want to read now in 20. I feel like it had to be at least, I want to say at least 5 years ago that I got these books. Anyway, so here we go. Let's start with this one here. It's called The Partly Cloudy Patriot. It says she's also the author of Take the Cannoli. I don't know. Okay. So for this one, it says, Sarah Vowell, I'm going to say Vowell. I'm going to say it like that. Sarah Vowell travels through the American past, and in doing so investigates the dusty, bumpy roads of her own life. In this insightful and funny collection of personal stories, Vowell, widely hailed for her imitable stories on public radio's This American Life, ponders a number of curious questions. Why is she happiest when visiting the sites of bloody struggles like Salem or Gettysburg? Why do people always inappropriately compare themselves to Rosa Parks? Why is a bad life in sunny California so much worse than a bad life anywhere else? What is it about the zen of foul shots? And in the title pieces, why must doubt and internal arguments haunt the sleepless nights of the true patriot? Her essays confront a wide range of subjects, themes, icons, and historical monuments like Teddy Roosevelt, Bill Clinton, Canadian Mounties, German filmmakers, Tom Cruise, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, twins and nerds, the Gettysburg Address, the State of the Union, and George W. Bush's inauguration. The result is a teeming and engrossing book capturing Vowell's memorable wit and her keen social commentary. You know, it sounds like a hit or miss book. At the time, I think I probably was looking for, you know, like this one, they call it literary criticism. I kind of think I was looking for something like that. Do I feel like this is something I would put on my TBR now? I don't know. Has anybody read it? Is it any good? Do you think it's worth my time? And it's okay to say no or yes. Reading the back, it's not really like making me googly inside. So it could potentially be one that gets the chuck. And I am also keeping a list, like I said in the last video, of books that I decide to donate, but that I may want to read and get it from the library via an ebook or an actual physical book from the library, rather than have it take up real estate on my bookshelf. This feels like one I don't feel is worthy of taking up real estate. But tell me if I'm wrong, if you've read it, if it's good, why you think I might like it, or I don't know. Help me. Help me. Okay, and either way, like I said, I think I could always donate it and then put it on that list. So should I put it on my list to read, or, you know, or you think, no. Let's go to the next one. The next one she has is called Assassination Vacation. And this one they called A Biography in Travel. Sarah Vole exposes the glorious conundrums of American history and culture with wit, probity, and an irreverent sense of humor. With Assassination Vacation, she takes us on a road trip like no other, a journey to pit stops of American political murder and through the myriad ways they have been used for fun and profit, for political and cultural advantage. From Buffalo to Alaska, Washington to the dry Tortugas, Vole visits locations immortalized and influenced by the spilling of politically important blood, reporting as she goes with her trademark blend of wisecracking humor, remarkable honesty, and thought-provoking criticism. We learn about the jinx that was Robert Town Lincoln, president at the assassinations of President Lincoln, Garfield, and McKinley, and witness the potlucking that went into the making of the Lincoln Memorial. The resulting narrative is much more than an entertaining, informative travelogue. It is the disturbing and fascinating story of how American death has been manipulated by popular culture, including literature, architecture, sculpture, and the author's favorite historical tourism. No. It's not like giving me that feel. If you think I'm wrong and you think that this is something I should keep or put on my list, let me know. Okay, so there's her two books, okay? Isn't that interesting? You know, and it's just like, this is kind of also an experiment to see how my reading taste has changed. You know, I think when I picked these up, I was on the hype train and I felt interested in them, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the tug right now. So there's those two, okay? So let me see them again. All right. Now, let's see, which one will I pick next? I have them all piled over here. Are these? Yes. Okay, this is a popular one. Oh, this is probably around that same time, too. And this author, I've never read anything by this author, and I own two of this author's books. And that's Alice Hoffman. Have any of you read Alice Hoffman before or heard of her? She's written this book, which has got a very interesting cover, called The Dovekeepers. And that's what that looks like. And then she has this one, which obviously I got on the bargain table because the sticker is still on here for $5.98. But the original price was $16, so I must have thought it was also a bargain. And this is The Museum of Extraordinary Things by Alice Hoffman as well. And that's the cover of that one. It's kind of an interesting cover too. So these are the two books. All right. Let's see what the Dovekeeper. Oh, look at it's even blurbed in the front. Beautiful, harrowing, a major contribution to 21st century literature by Toni Morrison. Okay. Okay. Somebody I respect. So let's see. Okay. The Dovekeepers is Alice Hoffman's most ambitious and mesmerizing novel. A tour de force of research and imagination. Nearly 2,000 years ago, 900 Jews held out for months against armies of Romans on Masada, a mountain in the Judean desert. According to the ancient historian Josephus, 2 women and 5 children survived. Based on this tragic and iconic event, Hoffman's novel is a spellbinding tale of 4 extraordinary, bold, resourceful, and sensuous women, each of whom has come to Masada by a different path. Yael's mother died in childbirth, and her father, an expert assassin, never forgave her for that death. Revka, a village baker's wife, watched the murder of her daughter by Roman soldiers. She brings to Masada her young grandsons, rendering mute by what they have witnessed. Aziza is a warrior's daughter, raised as a boy, a fearless rider, and expert marksman. Aziza is a warrior's daughter, raised as... Did I just say that? I just read that. Like, stop, rewind it. Okay. Aziza is a warrior's daughter, raised as a boy, a fearless rider, and expert marksman who finds passion with a fellow soldier, Shira, born in Alexandria, and wise in the ways of ancient magic and medicine. A woman with uncanny insight and power. The lives of these four complex and fiercely independent women intersect in the desperate days of the siege. All are Dovekeepers, and all are keeping secrets about who they are, where they are from, who fathered them, and whom they love. Now that sounds a little more interesting. Tiny, tiny writing. Big book, tiny writing. It's over 500 pages to give you a little thought on it. I'm kind of curious about this one a little bit. What do you think? Did you read this? Should I occupy real estate with it or check it out later in the future if I think I'm going to read it? Or should I keep it and read it at some point? Okay, so that's one. This is the other one. It's called The Museum of Extraordinary Things by Alice Hoffman, again, of course. And it says, Coralie Sardi is the daughter of the sinister impresario behind the Museum of Extraordinary Things, a Coney Island freak show that thrills the masses. An exceptional swimmer, Coralie appears as the mermaid in her father's museum, alongside performers like the Wolfman and the Butterfly Girl. One night, Coralie stumbles upon a striking young man taking pictures of moonlit trees in the woods off the Hudson River. The dashing photographer is Eddie Cohen, a Russian immigrant who has run away from his community and his job as a tailored apprentice. When Eddie photographs the infamous Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, he becomes embroiled in the mystery behind a young woman's disappearance, and he ignites the heart of Coralie. Alice Hoffman weaves her trademark magic, romance, and masterful storytelling to unite Coralie and Eddie in this tender and moving story of young love in tumultuous times. This one is a lot shorter, but that same tiny font. What are you thinking? You know, maybe what I could do is, you know, I'm not going to do that towards your time, but I could read like the first chapter or something and see if it's kind of clicking with me. I think of the two, this one kind of intrigues me a little more than this one, but this one also might be good. So your job to let me know if you've read these, and if you haven't, that's okay too. But I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm trying to clear the shelf and to lift the curse of the Book of Two. I mean, I just think that I have a tendency to do that. Like, I think that I heard about this one first, if I remember correct. I picked it up, and I kept hearing people say, oh, it's really good, you should read it. And then I think I saw this on the bargain table, and I'm like, oh, that's the author, they said it was so good, let me pick it up. And then I picked it up, and then I have two taking up the space in the shelf and not read. And literally, I have had them for some time now. So these are our books. Give me your thoughts now. We have the Sarah Vole, and we have the Alice Hoffman. So these are the 4 books that we're going to talk about today. And I need your help to know whether they need to get donated or if I need to, I guess I could say, even when I donate, if you think it's something I should read, but maybe not keep a copy of afterwards, or need a physical copy that I would keep, I can donate. So just let me know if you think I should donate or read. And then I will determine, you know, like I said, I'm going through all of my bookcases, and so this is very much an interesting process. But it's also like revisiting the me of the past, of like what was interesting to me and compelled me to buy a book versus the me now, which is definitely in conflict with some of my choices in the past. So anyway, here they are. I'm not going to take up, these are supposed to be fast videos. I'll be back again with some more authors. Let me know if this is okay video, because I love to get your help and your feedback on it. It's kind of helping me to talk out loud too when I'm talking to you and telling you about the books. I'm observing my reactions. So that's also helpful too, because sometimes you just pick up a book and you're like, oh, and then you kind of, so I think this has helped me kind of slow down and be really more mindful of, you know, what kind of decision that I make in terms of what's staying and what's got to go. Anyway, happy reading, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.